I wear my sunglasses if you smell. No, I'm kidding. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining our live session or the recorded session, whatever end of this video you're going to be on. I am your host, Abstrusita, the Bad Senorita, Abstrus13 on TikTok, Abstrusita on Instagram. And here we have Chairman Kwame from the African People Revolutionary Party. Yes. So our topic for today is what's the agenda of the APRP, and we're going to be comparing it to the Black Panther Party model. So while we're talking about the 10-point program, you can be speaking on how you agree or disagree and how you would implement that in your party. And we have a comment, Anais. Shalom, sis. How you doing? Peace be unto you and yours. And so let us get right into it. Um, Point number one, we want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our Black and oppressed communities. All right, what do you have
Mm.
to say about that? Point number one.
Well, you see, the Black Panther Party was a United States party. On our party, I entailed to implicate it internationally, not only to the Africans within America, to the Africans outside of America, Africans in Europe, the Africans in the West Indies. But of course, if wherever you stay at, you should implicate your movement first. So of course, we have to empower our community and um, build where we stay, organize where we stay, mobilize the people there, and yeah, it's quite a good agenda. But we aim to go international.
Right, right. We got a couple of people in live today, so yes, exactly. We definitely want an international scope, and not just a localized one. But it always starts at home. And so the Black Panther Party actually started locally in Oakland, and they expanded into different chapters in other major cities with like-minded people. All right, number two. We want full employment for our people. We just talked about this. So, we complained. You know what? I think it was out of our own like ignorance that we kind of complained, like, oh, they wanted justice and jobs. You know,
Yeah,
why would they ask for jobs? And I think that was a bit of a short-sighted understanding because if you look at their original statement under that, it like covers everything that we kind of dissed them about. Right?
well, you see, we aim to make the jobs because we don't want our people working any dead end jobs, and plus we don't want them working jobs that won't be part of the revolutionary cause. So if you're not building our new nation in these jobs, it's a mindless, senseless job that's has you under the slave wage just to feed
Absolutely.
yourself.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. So we're gonna look at the little subpoints because I don't want to say like, oh, justice and jobs, we shall overcome. I don't want it to look like that. So their point under that was, we believe that the federal government is responsible and obligated to every person employment or guaranteed income. That universal income Andrew Yang was talking about as a point of trying to campaign for the presidency. Um, we believe that if the American businessmen will not give full employment, then the technology and means of production should be taken from the businessmen and placed in the community so that the people of the community can organize and employ all of its people and give a high standard of living. What do you think about that?
Well, you see, they already asked them for that. So now we have to implicate part two, taking it away and giving it to the community. They didn't give us what we want. They, instead of giving us what we want, they destroyed the party. So it's on
Right.
the new era parties to implicate these plans. So we're still
Absolutely.
following that. We're still
I mean,
following them.
Anonymous
Of course.
Spry. Right.
Huh?
Right.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm listening. I'm listening. I was just mentioning her comments. She said that we need to be over all our own programs and systems. Absolutely.
Yeah, it
Absolutely
needs to
agree
be
with that.
African
Just a
controlled
little
by
interaction.
Africans. Yes, of course, and Anise. Africans need to control African
Absolutely.
ways, systems, everything. In fact, we need to stop buying anything that's not African. Black people, if you're not that conscious yet.
Absolutely.
So we need to start producing. We need to start producing for ourselves, ma'am. Your turn.
Absolutely. Well, yes, I'm here. I'm listening. Um, I absolutely believe that we should be producing for ourselves. And I also believe that a marketplace where we have skill sets and that are relevant to the community, and we are contributing in a way that builds our community upward. So, a lot of those people who want to become rappers, they need to find real skills to contribute. You know what I'm saying? If you dope, you dope. But if you ain't, if,
Yeah.
if you're not, bro, like we gotta rethink this and how what your role is in our community. Um, okay, so the third. No, it was no dig at anyone in particular. It was just a general thought. Okay, so we want to end the robbery by the capitalist of our black and oppressed communities. And so, yeah, I'm capitalism to me is not an indictment of small business owners. It's an indictment of conglomerates and uh, huge corporations, right?
Monopolies, huge
So
corporations. Yeah.
real, yes, right, right. Monopolies. Um, and so when I talk about black capitalism, I'm not necessarily talking about, your mom and pop shop or the barber or, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they're exploiting the community. If anything, their services offer more to the community as far as a meeting place, neutral places, for the community to feel like they're involved in something. Um, yeah, we need our own hospitals, schools, grocery stores, banks, and housing. Yeah,
We're
things that
working
are
on it.
useful. Like I was saying.
We're working on that.
I love to support black businesses. We are. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're working on that. Definitely. Because um go ahead, go ahead. You're saying we're working on it. Go ahead. Expound on that,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. We're definitely trying to open up our own hospitals, clinics, groceries, on farms, on banks that could actually put out the loan and not charge you 4%. that's that's disrespectful. But yeah, but
Right.
we definitely need to organize
Absolutely.
our people and we wouldn't have a problem economically. And we definitely need to conscious those people that what the banks they're going to or the businesses they're going to every week has to be an African business and it has to be an African that is part of the movement that won't be selfish enough to think of self when it comes time to donate to the cause to open up these hospitals or these grocery markets or these gas stations. These are the type of people we need
Absolutely.
in order to
Right.
build our community. So yeah, we're working on that.
Right. Absolutely. Right. And so Anais pointed out, yes, that's another point of capitalism, right? Racism and capitalism kind of go hand in hand with doctors killing us in the hospitals, especially Black women. I mean, we can tell them we have pain till the sun comes up and it'll never be addressed um, because of their implicit biases. So,
Yeah,
yeah. And
when they
then we
see a
can also talk about, ending gentrification.
mm, no, I was just going to say when they see a black woman walk into the hospital, they see all healthy organs because you guys are more healthier than the men. So instead of let's harvest those organs, let's take them down. Or
Right,
sometimes it's just probably just racism because they do implicate the red soldiers in those hospitals. That's why you have to be careful what hospital you go to.
right, absolutely. And also, I was going to mention how capitalism hurts the Black community. I think gentrification is one of those ways
Mm.
because they'll, ignore Black communities for so long. And then they'll say, oh my gosh, look here, we could just paint over some things and pick up the trash, and voila, it's a community. All
Well,
these funds we never had
that's true.
before, now it's here so we can make the community a better place. Yeah,
That's true. Well, you see, it's part of their plan for dropping the property value so they can even buy it for cheaper and making the neighborhoods into war zones so they can even buy it for way cheaper and having the black families that actually own property there under a stressful environment where people are killing each other and they can't really take it. So let's move to the suburbs. They sell that property for less than what it's worth, and the white European or even other person moves in with some money. They build it up. Then next thing you look twice, those neighborhood houses are 500,000, and you
right,
can't move back into that neighborhood because you sold your house for 175,000. Yeah, I seen Harlem. I went to Harlem
right.
2 years ago. Yeah, you see white people there now. Yeah, all those black neighborhoods. Yeah, it's crazy. They have
And
restaurants
parts of
outside
Brooklyn
on.
too.
Yo,
Yeah,
now you know I used to live in Brooklyn, so yeah, definitely in Brooklyn. I shake my head every time I go there. But
yeah,
New York's like you can't really change New York if you really like what they're trying to do. They're gonna put all those people in one section, and like what's happening right now, there's a lot of gun violence and all that stuff. And when there's a lot of gun violence, white people get scared, so they move,
right,
and then the property value goes right back down. So that's why they sent those task forces to clean up the gangs
right,
because the Jews have a lot of property in Brooklyn, especially and New York. So they're probably the ones screaming for cleanup right now to protect their property. But it's a little bit too late. Once you put guns in the hands of maniacs, they're just gonna act like maniacs. And some of these people aren't really maniacs. Like they're just misled youth
right,
that think it's okay to kill each other when they're actually fighting the wrong enemy. They're soldiers fighting the wrong enemy. It's like a US soldier. They're just fighting the wrong enemy sometimes.
right. And I use this as a New
Yeah.
Yorker, so she's saying they're putting everybody in the Bronx. Yeah.
I can't stand the Bronx. Y'all hit my car and y'all didn't even. Just kidding, enemies. I'm from Brooklyn, so all right. Yeah, that's I seen the Bronx. It looks like a old New
All
York
right,
still.
BK.
It looks like old New York still. Yeah,
It looks
I
like
see
old
that.
New York.
That's what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, it does. It does. It, like you don't see restaurants on the street like that. Like in Harlem, I went to Harlem. They had a restaurant on a side street. I said, "Wow."
Oh, she's
Oh, okay.
upstate. Okay.
Yeah, my sister's upstate too. Yeah, New
But
York.
yeah, so
Gotta love it
you know what's funny is that like DC has been black like pretty much like since the
forever. Yeah.
yeah, and so now it's
Yes.
gone down to about like 51. It fluctuates between 51 and 48% black now, and it's usually like 70 plus percent black. And I was so shocked and surprised because like now that it's so like it's only one in every two black people is black in
Mhm.
DC. Now that from the point where it was like three in every four people were black in DC, they want to talk about statehood for DC.
Mhm.
Now that
I know.
like a lot of black people are gone.
I know, right?
I found that really interesting. Yeah. I was like, oh, so when it was Chocolate City, y'all wasn't talking about nothing but it being a district. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, NIUs. So in
Oh God.
DC, I'll just say about it really quick. Long story short, there's a lot of new development. They closed down some projects, and in return to close down some projects, they kicked out a lot of riffraff. And a lot of people have been selling their homes because the taxes aren't worth the value of the home. And so yeah, it's becoming a lot less chocolate. And they
That should be illegal.
they tried to do they tried to do some government rental assistance to keep the lower income black people there, because you got to have somebody to serve the politicians and the corporations. It can't be white people. So yeah, they're pushing out like middle class, upper middle class black people out of DC, and they want to maintain the lower income ones. It's not quite milky. It's half chocolate milk.
It's
I was trying to
Nesquik.
quote Umar.
It's Nesquik.
It's Nesquik, yes. It's not milky quite yet. No, it's one in every two black people is one in every two people there are melanated. So and Africans from the continent are there still. So I'm happy for that. Um, so yeah, gentrification. I think it's happening in a lot of major gray cities. Milk chocolate. We'll call it milk chocolate. How about that? We'll call it milk chocolate city. Hershey's bar.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's bad, but like it'll get better, you guys, because they can't push us all out. They need us. As much as they hate to admit it, they need us. They need our ingenuity. They need our presence. We bring GC's culture is black culture. Go go is black culture. You know what I'm saying? Um, the Bronx's culture is hip hop. That's black culture. So no
Mhm.
matter what nobody says, they need us. The next point is we want decent housing fit for the shelter of human beings. I mean, like, this is a no-brainer, you guys. Um, a social safety net, a proper social safety net would guarantee that everybody has a place to live, you know,
Yeah, but you
if
can't
they
also
so
put them
choose.
you can't also put them on a income cap either. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And because like in the United States, you have to be in extreme poverty to maintain status to get government assistance. And so
Hmm.
they'll be like, oh, you can't be, you know, you can't work at McDonald's and have, and have rental cars. Like, dog, you know that's not gonna cover nothing. Like, yes, roachless houses, just like their houses are roachless. If
Mm.
you had roaches in the city hall, they would get rid of that crap immediately.
What?
You know,
Shoot.
um, let them find roaches in the police department. That they would be the police union would boycott the city so fast and shut down, and they'd be like, no, we can't work under these conditions. So when I look at it from that standpoint, yeah, we definitely need to raise the standard of living, just as point number two was saying.
Mm.
We need to be able to have not only decent housing, but people to feel comfortable within their houses too. I think like
Facts.
capitalism facilitates criminality as well. Yeah. So what do you think?
No brainer.
Right. Duh.
Next.
Duh. Give the people houses and running water. Right. Next.
Yeah,
Okay. So
right.
the fifth. These are the points from the Black Panther Party. Um, the buildings need to be up to code. I mean, yeah, we know
That's a
that, but like
no-brainer.
they don't care. They don't care about us. Yeah, of course. We want education for our people that exposes the true nature of this decadent American society. We want education that teaches us true history and our role in the present day society. Lord, oh my gosh. Let me say, if this fits into critical race theory, then a mother, like, I am not playing. Like, I know for a fact that, like, if, like, Huey P. Newton was alive today to hear about this critical race theory nonsense that they're like not trying to that they're trying to combat. It's like crazy. And like point number five hits the nail on the head for that. I want the truth, the whole truth, none of this whitewash nonsense. I want to hear about the black people that contributed to the African people that contributed to American inventions. If you look at American inventions list, it is ridiculous number. Like 50% of it was by melanated people. You know what I'm saying? The broom, the vacuum, the car components, the refrigerator, air
Oh man.
conditioning. Like my
Oh Lord.
dude, like why don't we get our just due? Okay, go ahead. My bad.
No, no, I'm saying like really, they don't tell anything. And I was just
Yeah.
thinking this of myself. It's like they only do books like this 100. What about the 1,000 black people or the 2,000 black inventors or you know, it's teach our history. Period. Just tell our kids how great they are and
Right.
tell them what they're supposed to be doing, which is organizing themselves to build a great community of Africans. And any education you use should be coming back into the community to build that community, not to exploit that community. And that goes with us setting up our own schools so we could build these great individuals. 50 seconds.
Okay. Yes, we have 15 seconds left. I'm gonna use it on this last note. Critical race theory. I can't say it. They will like shadow ban this video Anais, but I showed it. Okay. So thank you guys very much for showing up. Anais and Anonymous Fry is my homegirl from high school back in the day. Thank you so much for showing up. And share, like, do all those good things. African Revolutionary People's Revolutionary Party. Chairman Kwame, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.